Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be cooking a honey lime and sesame chicken. This is going to build on from the chicken cut for Saute video that was released last week. So let's get straight into it. We'll start with our mise en place. That just means all of our prep ready to start cooking. So we're going to start by taking some baby corn and cutting it at an angle like this. Next up, our spring onion, or you may know it as a green onion or scallion. Again, we're going to cut this on the angle. This is just for garnish later. And one red chilli, and this is again cut on an angle. And this time, half of this is going to be for garnish, and the other half is going to be to go in the dish. So we're not looking for this dish to be spicy, but we do want a little bit of flavour from that chilli. So this half we're going to use for our garnish, so we'll just cut it thinly at an angle and save that to one side for later. And then this other piece we're going to finely chop. It's going to go into our dish. And 2 large cloves of garlic, peeled and again finely chopped. And 1 lime, thinly sliced. This is going to be for garnish. So with these lime slices, we're going to cut about 3/4 of the way through them. So do that for all your slices and then just restack them up, put them to one side, they're for garnish later as well. And the other ingredients you'll need is some lime juice, sesame oil, sesame seeds, dry ginger, honey, cornflour that you've diluted in a bit of cold water, chicken stock, and I nearly forgot, lots of soy sauce, dark soy sauce specifically for this. And you'll need your chicken cut for Saute. If you missed last week's video, then I'll put a link at the top of the screen now. Okay, so we're ready to start cooking. So we'll start by putting our sesame oil in our pan. This is on a medium-high heat, and you just want to give that 30 seconds to heat up. So now you're going to add your dark meat. That's all the meat from the leg first. It has slightly higher fat content, so it doesn't dry out as quickly and does take a little longer to cook than chicken breast. So you're going to deeply brown these, so give them a minute or two before you have a look. So here's what we're looking for before you turn them over. A nice golden brown crispy skin. So turn all your pieces over, get them seared. They do not need to be fully cooked at this point, but you do want to sear them on all sides. Once these are done, take them out and leave them on a plate whilst you sear off all of your breast pieces. Okay, now all your chicken's done, in that same pan you're going to turn it down to a medium-low and add your aromats, so that's your chilli and garlic, and just cook them out for a minute or two. You don't want them to start browning, and then you can add your ginger, and you want to cook that for another minute, and you're scraping the bottom of the pan, what's called the fond off, and getting all that flavour released. And then you can go and add your honey, and now lime juice, your dark soy sauce, and your chicken stock. And now we're going to add all of our chicken back into the pan in one layer and just leave this to simmer for about 15 minutes or until the chicken is cooked. Alright, now your chicken's cooked, you can remove it and you leave it somewhere warm just to rest. And add the cornflour. Now, you don't want to add this all at the same time, because if your liquid is reduced, you won't need as much cornflour. So I normally start by putting about 2/3 in, bringing it up to the boil, checking consistency, and then adding more if I think I need it. Okay, and it looks like my sauce is reduced enough and thick enough to coat the chicken, so it's time to plate this up. So this is 4 portions and we're going to serve it in the classic way. So if you look here, I've got a piece of my breast meat with no bone on show, with a piece of my leg meat with a bone on show. Those 2 pieces go together. That's 1 piece of white and 1 piece of dark meat. And then I've got the thigh that has no bone on show, so I'm going to serve it with the piece of breast that does have a bone on show. And nappe your sauce over, making sure you coat every bit of chicken. I like to avoid the bones here. This is going to help the sesame seeds later stick to it, and I don't want the sesame seeds on the bone portion. At this point, off camera, I've just put my baby corn into some salted simmering water. I'm going to cook it for about 30 seconds, that's all. So now sprinkle your sesame seeds over from a height. Don't do this too low or it'll all clump together. Take your baby corn out of the simmering water and drain well, and then we're just going to place some around the dish, followed by our thinly sliced chilli, and then our spring onion, and lastly we're just going to twist our slices of lime open and drape them over the bone, and we're finished. Remember, if you like this kind of thing and you want to see more of it, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next week.